What it do, T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, the Traitors US Season 3, Episode 4 review. And I gotta say, this week's episode was fire. Fire. This week's episode was on par with last season's episode when Phaedra went off on the dude from The Bachelor. Oh my God. I didn't see anything that happened in this week's episode happening. I was completely shocked. And let me just say to anybody out there that's watching this video, if you are not tuning in to the Traitors, you're doing yourself a disservice. It is only Saturday. New episodes air every Thursday. You have plenty of time to catch up on this season. We're only on episode 4. Do yourself a favor and watch the Traitors on Peacock. You can only watch it on Peacock, but it's worth the money. Okay, worth the money. So we pick up where we left off last week with Gabby standing outside the door because she heard somebody coming out of that little secret room, and she saw that she heard that it was Danielle. So she looking like, did I just crack the code? Did I just find out who a traitor is? So she like, let me get away from this door because I don't want the person or Danielle to see me and then put me up on the list to be schmurdered, right? So Alan calls all of the traitors outside, and it's nighttime. Or is it still daytime? I can't remember. I think it was nighttime. I don't know. But he tells them that the traitors made a short list of who was going to be schmurdered that night in plain sight. So everybody was like, what are you talking about? They did it in plain sight. So he tells them that the traitors picked Sierra, Nikki, and Jeremy to be on the hit list. And rightfully so, Sierra was pissed. And I was like, if they kick Sierra out of this house, I'm done. I didn't want to see Sierra or Nikki go. I didn't care about that Jeremy man because I don't watch Survivor. So I was like, okay, I black man, I love you, but I could really care less. So Sierra was like, I'm not a traitor. I'm a faithful, and whoever put me up, I'm coming after you. Nikki was like, I got strength, this, that, and the third. That's pretty much all I got to say. And then Jeremy was like, I'm a faithful, and I'm willing to work with the traitors if you keep me. And so everybody was kind of like, now, wait a minute now. But Alan says that whoever the traitors pick to be unalive, they're going to nail their coffin, right? So that night, the traitors are literally, I want to say maybe 10 feet away from the caskets. And I just knew that they still didn't have them folks in that casket. I just knew that they weren't in there, but lo and behold, they were. But I was like, how they got them in the caskets? And the traitors ain't nothing but like 10 feet away. Like they can hear their voices, right? But I don't know if they like sealed it good enough, or maybe I don't know how they did it. But the traitors talked about it, and they were like, let's get rid of Jeremy. So they hammer Jeremy's coffin shut, right? So Jeremy's kicked off the show. He took it really hard, like he was crying and everything. And I'm like, why is this man crying? Like, is it that deep? Do y'all really need the money that bad? Like, what is going on? It's a game. Like, okay. So the next morning, of course, the rest of the cast members don't know who was unalived, right? So Robin, Gabby, and Dolores are the first people to walk in to breakfast. And Robin says that she thinks that Nikki and Jeremy are the traitors. She is adamant that they are the traitors. And I'm like, Robin, shut up. Shut up, you green-eyed fool. Because since this show has started, every episode, Robin is like, Wells is a traitor. Wrong. Then who was the second person they got out there was wrong? I can't even remember. Was wrong about that. Now she talking about Nikki and Jeremy. Wrong about that again. Like, and she be so adamant that she is like confirmed that this person is a traitor. So I'm really hoping that nobody's listening to Robin. Like, cause Robin, just be pretty. And I remember when before the show even aired, me and Sharita was on the phone talking about the contestants, and I was like, Robin is going to do horribly because she's dumb. Like, she can't even put two and two together that Juan cheat on her with his assistant. So how she gonna know who a traitor is? And Sharita was like, she gonna do good because, you know, she's smart, you know, she is very athletic. And I said, who's smart? Robin? Okay. And I'm a college graduate. Okay. But Gabby then mentions to them how she overheard Danielle coming out of that room and is wondering, is she a traitor? Immediately, Robin and Dolores is like, no, Danielle is not a traitor. No, don't see that at all. No, just adamant. And I'm like, y'all so dumb. Y'all so dumb. Y'all so dumb. Like, why don't y'all listen to people? Like, because you tell me you hear somebody coming out of that room, I'm automatically about to be suspicious. So now that they said that they don't think that Danielle is a traitor, Gabby is like, oh, well, I guess I got it wrong, and just put it to the side. I'm like, girl, you're on to it. You're on to it. Stick to your guns. So everybody comes in and they realize that Jeremy was the one unalived. And he took it really hard. Like, he was crying and everything. And I'm like, sir, calm down. Like, what is going on? Like, it's a game. I don't know if these people really be needing the money that bad. I don't know what be going on. But like, he is the second person that cried. Yeah, that other man from Survivor, Tony, yeah, he cried too. And Robin was wrong about him as well. But I was pissed because I was like, if Nikki and Sierra don't walk up in here, I'm about to riot because I love me some Sierra. I love her on Summer House. I root for her always. And y'all know I'm a WWE fan. So love Nikki Bella. Been following her since the mid 2000s, like obsessed. So I don't want to see either one of them go. You know, I love the black guy because he black, but I don't watch Survivor. So it really didn't bother me that he got kicked off. But Nikki tells the house that she heard the traitors walking around the caskets. And I think it was Danielle was like, or it was either Danielle or Bob that was like, oh, you could hear them? And she was like, yeah, I heard footsteps. And one of them had very light footsteps. And Danielle was like, you heard them? You heard them? And Nikki was like, yeah. So now Nikki is suspecting Danielle because she was asking so many questions. And that's Danielle's biggest problem. She talked too much. That's why people are suspecting her. Bob talked too much. It was putting himself too far. Not too far. Bob was putting himself out there too much. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, loud and boisterous and always had an opinion. In a game like this, sometimes it's best to sit back and not say anything. That's why people like Dolores' name ain't being mentioned. The Gabby girl name ain't being mentioned. Britney Spears' ex-husband name ain't being mentioned because they're not doing anything. They're just sitting back and letting everybody else fight each other. It's best to stay quiet so people can honestly forget about you. So that's, to me, Bob and Danielle's downfall. Because as you can see, nobody's mentioning Carol's name at all. Because she's playing the game right. And I think she's going to go very far unless somebody trip her up. So after breakfast, Tom thinks that Sierra was recruited by the traitors. So now he got some of the people in the house thinking that Sierra is a traitor. I'm like, Tom, shut up, you sweaty bastard. You shut up, okay? I wouldn't believe nothing that come out of Tom's mouth, okay? Absolutely nothing. And Chanel Ayan did an interview where she said that Tom came up to her and was like, don't judge me on what happened on my show. Oh, yes, I am going to judge you about what happened on your show, because if you can lie the way you lied to a woman that was with you for almost 10 years and you was smashing her best friend in y'all house in your bed and was able to lie in her face, child, I ain't believing nothing that come out of your mouth. Absolutely not. And then we got West going around telling people that he thinks that Nikki is a traitor, and West is off as well. So half of the house thinking that it's Sierra, the other half of the house is thinking that it's Nikki. And I hate that for my girls. I really honestly do. So, I don't know if this point they played the game or not. I think they did. So they play a game where they got to get this statue up a hill, and who the head of the statue has, everybody's name on it, but it's only 10 of them, and it's like maybe like 13 contestants, so only 10 people can get a shield, and like the other people can be up for to be murdered that night by the traitors. So the men, once again, are being so selfish and chauvinistic by only thinking of themselves, letting the girls do all of the work. And I'm looking at these girls like, y'all see how these dudes is doing y'all. If y'all don't band together to get rid of these dudes, because they are running over y'all, like they do not care at all. I think maybe one or two girls got the shield, and all the rest were like guys. Bob, the trainer, he's into fitness and all of that, but he had a stroke some years ago, and he realized like he ain't got it the way he used to, and that really bothered him or whatever, because he was out of breath. Okay. So, the girls are upset because the guys took all the shields. Bob got himself a shield, Bob the drag queen or whatever. So he, covered himself, even though he couldn't be murdered anyway because he's a traitor. But he makes a colossal mistake. So after the game is played and everybody's crowded around talking to Alan, Alan asks Bob a question, and he was like, I think one of the new guys might be a traitor. And immediately Rob from Survivor was pissed, because why are you shining a light on me? And I'm a traitor with you. Like, why would you put that light on me? And you could tell after he said it, Bob knew he had fucked up. By the look on his face, he was looking like, fuck, did I really just say that? And I was looking like, Bob, why would you say that? Why would you put the light on him like that? Especially after last week when he saved your butt. He didn't even have to jump in to save you while you were literally drowning. So immediately Rob is on some, all right, yep, it's time. I got to get him out. I got to backstab him and blindside him and get him out. And I was like, I knew it was going to happen, because Bob was playing too hard, too fast. So after the game, however, Dylan and Dolores think that Bob, the fitness guy, is a traitor. And they don't think that Nikki is a traitor, which is correct. But Bob H, I think that's his name, isn't a traitor either. So Rob is going around the house once they get to the house and rallying everybody to vote against Bob and to blindside him. And of course, Dylan Efron is in. He is in, because he wanted to go after Bob again, but he didn't have the receipts to it. But now if he got the house on his side, they can do it. So some people, though, are still sticking to the fact that they think that Sierra and Nikki might be the traitor. So we get into the round table or whatever, and they start off coming at Sierra and Nikki. But I love the way Nikki handled herself, because she got, who was it that came after her? Wes came after Nikki, and Nikki got him together real quick. And I was like, come on, Nikki, I know you had it in you, girl. Okay. Sierra Moore was on some mad, pissed off, because I didn't like the way Derek from Big Brother talking about, I'm a detective, and usually when suspects curse a lot or whatever, that shows guilt. And everybody was like, child, she been cussing since the day she got up in here. Shut up, okay? I don't know. It's something about Derek I just don't like. I didn't like him for real on his season of Big Brother. He give me a low-key racist. He looked like the type that'll call you the N-word. I don't know. It's just something about him. But Sierra kept on cussing and was like, I am not a traitor. I am a faithful. I help people. This is what I do for a living. I'm a nurse. Like, dude. So then Rob steps in like he did last week. and drops the bomb, okay? He was like, there's one person in this house that is out in the forefront, rallying the troops, always got something to say, always making decisions on other people's behalf. And then he looks over at Bob, and Bob said, Bob did not see it coming. And that is the best blind side ever. When you play games like Survivor and Big Brother, this is your realm. And this is why celebrities do good on the Traitors, but they don't do as good as they think they're gonna do, baby, because this is what Survivor and the Challengers and Big Brother people do. And so he calls Bob out, and Bob is like, I am not a traitor. I put that on God. I am not a traitor. Da 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 da. So it's time to vote. And before I get to that part, Bob and Rob going back and forth, back and forth. Dylan Efron jumps in or whatever, and he says something about Bob being an actor or something to that nature. And Bob gonna say that his brother is not a good actor. Child, everybody was like, now that's not nice. I was like, damn, Bob, you ain't have to do Zach like that. Like, Zach did call it straight, but nothing. And that kind of, for me, sealed his coffin. That really honestly did. So everybody is voting. And when Danielle had to vote, she was so conflicted because they had planned to take each other to the end. And she was conflicted on, does she go with the house or does she stick to her alliance? But she knew that it would be smarter to go with the house because it would make her stick out if she didn't. So she regrettably voted for Bob. And Bob, I don't know if he took it seriously for real or if he was just acting in the moment. I really think he was just acting, teared up or whatever. Majority of the house voted for Bob the drag queen. Some people voted for Nikki. Some people voted for Sierra. But of course, Bob got the most votes. He stood up and he was like, I told you guys that I would tell a joke, but I would never tell a lie. And I told you guys that I put that on God. I am not a traitor. I put that on God. And everybody looking like, oh my God, we done messed up. We messed up. And he was like, and that was a lie because I don't believe in God. I'm a traitor. And everybody was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Rob, you're a hero. Woo, we're going to listen to you now. And I was thrown off when Bob, the drag queen, said he didn't believe in God. I was like, ooh, I still love you though, but ooh, okay. Choices. But let me tell you something. Bob, the drag queen, played the game to the very end, and I lived. And I love that in his confessional, he didn't take anything to heart. Like he said, this is gameplay, and this is a game. You can't take anything, to heart. This is the game. Like, we are supposed to backstab each other. This is not RuPaul's best friends race, okay? So I love that he didn't take anything to heart. But the house is just like in an uproar because they got a traitor out and everybody is on Rob's side now, especially Dylan Efron. He like, I got you. No matter what, I got you. But West is in the kitchen talking to like 2 or 3 people, and it was Tom Sandoval in there. And Tom was like, from now on, I'm going to listen to whatever Rob says, because he knew for a fact that he was a traitor and he didn't waver. And everybody was like, yeah. Until West pointed out, well, how would he be so adamant that he knew who the traitor was? Unless, and then everybody looking around. And he was like, unless you're a traitor yourself. And everybody was like, oh, they so slow. So now they got eyes on Rob. And Danielle is pissed that Bob the drag queen was blindsided. She's like, I hate Rob, and now I'm coming after him. So on next week's episode, it seems like some people are going to be gunning for Rob. I personally like Rob. I do. I like his gameplay. He is cutthroat, and I live for it. He don't give a damn, okay? I am obsessed. And it's like Danielle I understand you upset about Bob, but girl, this is a game. You got to get along to get along. You got to ride this road. You know what I'm saying? And put him up as a shield to block people from thinking about you. Let him stay in the forefront as public enemy number one. Because if he's out the game, then more people are going to focus on you. Okay? But, you know, some people play with their emotions and their feelings, but this episode was everything, baby. I got my life. I rewound that part several times. It was so good, and I'm looking forward to this week's episode as well. I'm going to give this week's episode of The Traitors an A. They are bringing it, loving this cast thus far. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all thought about this week's episode, and make sure you tune in to my video that I dropped earlier today on Twitch from the Ellen DeGeneres show. Wife Allison Hulker, one of Twitch's best friends, had a recorded phone conversation with Allison where she said some wild stuff about Twitch family, about Twitch. It really showed that everybody that came out in support of Twitch and saying that Allison is this mean, horrible, despicable, manipulative person did not tell one lie. It was very shocking, very telling, and it's a reason why old girl ain't said nothing since this audio was leaked. Because dude cooked her and made her look as crazy as she sounds. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in and go and check that video out because it is explosive. Okay, I love you guys and thank you for watching this video. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know my videos drop. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.